This is the most accurate Ichor machine you can make in Piggy build mode. Watch carefully. We can go up and it'll immediately start filling with liquid, and every now and then we're gonna get a skill check. All we gotta do is hit E right when it's on the top, and boom, we can continue filling the machine with liquid. As the liquid goes down, it's actually going to regress and regress. You can see that the machine, I missed my skill check. That means any twisted NPC around this tube is gonna teleport directly to my location. They heard it and now you're coming after. Well, we need to continue filling the machine. So all we gotta do is continue back where we left off. It actually saves your progress. And eventually, after we do a couple more skill checks, I think we're gonna complete the machine. We got a skill check right here, so we're gonna hit E directly on time. And after a little bit, you'll actually notice that the light is glowing red, and now it's glowing green. It's completely done. Anybody else who goes up to this machine, nothing's gonna happen. It's basically all completely filled. But that's not all. You can actually reset the machine. So if you want to have some admin commands, or if you want to restart a game without having to sit there and start over, you can just do this, and boom, just like that, the machines have been reset and they can continue back to normal. Additionally, if a skill check ends up happening, don't worry about players trying to run away from it. It'll actually lock players in. So they have to hit it and they have to do it. Something else you'll notice is that these skill checks are all completely randomized too. You'll never know if you get a random skill check on the left here, the center, or on the right. And if you want to complete machines even faster, go ahead and use the wrench trinket. Simply go up to the machine, and boom, half of the machine is already done now. If you want the most advanced Ichor machine inside of your map, then I'm gonna show you how to build the best of the best. First, here's how you build the machine. First, place a slab, a cylinder, delete the slab and move the cylinder down. Place 2 upside down teeth blocks, both in different directions, and move them directly into the center. Take 5 basketball cages right on each other, then take a circular table facing forward, delete the basketballs, and move the table into here. Place a decal block, insert this ID, and boom, now you got your own custom valve that looks real. Place 2 blocks, place a slab, delete the 2 blocks, place a cylinder in front and move it in. Place some barrels on top, however high you want to the ceiling. Place a block here. On all 4 sides of this block, you're gonna place a slab, 2 basketballs, a rolling cart, place a block on the front of each rolling cart, delete the cart, basketballs, and slab. Place a monitor inwards on every single one of these blocks. Take a thin invisible wall and place them inside these monitors. Delete the monitors, and now you can move your glass towards the machine, and then all you have to do is just scale every single one of these downward like that. Now, place a decal block on the side, give it this ID, place a decal block on the other side, give it this ID, and now the sides of your machine have the warning labels. Lastly, we're gonna place a decal on the front here, and then one in front as well. For the first one, you're gonna go ahead and give it this ID. For this one, we're gonna go ahead and set it to this ID. Finally, you're gonna take the slab, extend it out, place a barrel on top, move the slab back in like this, and now when you lower the barrel right here, you'll have the tubing inside. Finally, take a monitor of this color, place it inside of the barrel, and now just go ahead and move both of them inside of here, and now the tubing has a hole. And now we've finished building our machine, but we need to animate it and make it work. For a liquid stream animation, you're going to place down this set of links, set the looper to these settings. For the drain sounds, place down these links. Here's the audio player settings, the distortion gate settings, and the reverb settings. For the skill check section, first you're gonna build this set of links, keep the looper default settings, and keep the random selector default settings. Set this timer to 4 seconds, this one to 5 seconds, and this one to 7 seconds. Now, right next to this, place this little addition, set the audio player to this, and set the distortion gate to this. Step 3, next to this, you're gonna place this here. Keep the randomizer in default settings. Now, next to Ichor progress, set up these links here, set both timers to 15 seconds, and then for the audio player, set it to this. For the distortion, set it to this, and for the reverb, set it to this. Now behind these timers, you're now gonna place down these links. For the starting ink puddle, simply place these 3 links. For machine light, just place a NOT gate. For reset back to 0, just place a link hub. And now for the wrench, you're gonna place these 2 links. And now directly next to these links, you're gonna place down these 4 links and set this timer to this. Now we're gonna come back over to this area right here, and right next to it, starting Starting here, we're gonna place 7 timers, just like this. Starting up here, we're gonna place 7 XOR gates. It should look just like this. And starting up here, we're gonna place 7 AND gates. And of course, that should look like this. Now repeat this exact process for the other 2 link hubs, and now you should have 3 rows. In front of the first row, you're gonna place down these 3 links. This orange one right here is a flipper gate. Set the flipper to this setting. For each one of these timers, set it to this, but make sure that the front timer of each row is set to this. Now over on the back end here, you're gonna place these links right here. This one at the very top again is a flipper gate. This one in the back is a dialog block. Set the flipper to this setting. For the timer, go ahead and set it to this. For the dialog block, go ahead and just give any dialogue like in Dandy's World if they can hear you. Set the reverb to this. For the distortion, set it to this. And for the audio player, set it to this. We're almost done here. Right next to this area, place down these links. Set the first timer to this and the second timer to this. Set the modified gate to this. Set the reverb to this. Set the distortion to this. And for the audio player, set it to this. Now for our final linking spot right here, you're gonna place down these links right here. Set the flipper to this, the reverb gate to this, the distortion gate to this, and the audio player to this. And finally, for the dialogue block, you're gonna set it to this. Now let's add some more components to our machine with links. For our machine light, we're gonna go ahead and place down 2 light blocks. One of them will have these settings, that one's red, and the other will have these settings. This one's green. For now, keep both light blocks above each other. Place a prompt trigger right in front of the machine. You're gonna go ahead and give it all of these settings here. Now place an item use trigger. You're gonna set it to these settings. Now place down a tall touch trigger. Give it these settings. Place a teleport block a little bit behind the machine. Give it these settings. Place an audio prompt here. And for now, place a second audio emitter here. Now place down a decal, move it up, and scale it like this. Move it over here. Now you're gonna make sure that you have 7 of these decal blocks. Now a little bit spaced away, you're going to have 7 more. And then away from these, you're gonna have another final 7. For these first 7 decals, go ahead and use this list here on screen or in the description to add in the first skill check frame for the left side. You should end up with this. The second row is going to be the skill check for the right side, and that should look like this. And finally, for the back row here, this is going to be the center, and that should end up looking like this. And overall, it should be looking like this. This is all our skill checks. Next, place a decal, give it this ID. Now we're gonna place a powered block of this color, and then we're gonna place one more, but scale it up by 2. On the front of this block, you're gonna place a slab and place 2 decal blocks. Delete the slab and then make sure both of these decal blocks are 2 blocks tall. Go ahead and give both of these decals these IDs here. It doesn't matter which one's which. Place down 3 powered invisible blocks. Make sure each one is at least scaled 1 block into the floor. They should now each look like this here. And now add 1 block on top. And finally, we're gonna take a touch trigger and we're gonna make it whatever range you want for around this machine. If an NPC is anywhere within this range, they'll get teleported. So I recommend having this touch trigger be decently large. And make sure you just have it maybe at the most be 1 block tall. Set it to these settings, and for now keep this raised up. We'll need it later. Now take a prompt trigger and place it anywhere in your owner-only room or wherever your system mechanics are that will reset the Ichor machine. This is what it's going to be for. It doesn't even have to be a prompt trigger. It can basically be anything. Finally, let's link this all together to make the machine work. Starting with the Ichor process area, first we're going to do this link hub. Connect this link hub to the first 2 NOT gates in this section, then the 2 link hubs up here, and then you're going to go over to machine light, connect it there, connect it over to the wrench as well, go over to the this little thing up here, go ahead and connect it there. Oh, and this ending link hub is also going to go into the audio player as well. And you're also going to connect this link hub back over to not just the green light itself, but the light decal too. And finally connect it to this NOT gate. For this section, connect looper to and to NOT gate and hub, NOT gate to and, not to and, connect and to the first frame of your liquid animation, not to and connect this link hub to the other frame of animation for the liquid. Now for your main touch trigger, you're going to connect it to these 3 AND gates and the looper, these 2 skill check AND gates, this link hub right here, and then finally this link hub. For drain sounds, you're going to connect your AND gate to the player and then your NOT gate to the AND. For all of the players that have the distortion gate and the reverb, you're going to connect it the same exact way. You're going to connect the player up into the distortion and the distortion up into the reverb. I'll tell you where to connect the reverb to which of these emitters as well in a bit. For this reverb gate, it is going to go directly into this audio emitter. For the Ichor progress section, the link hub is going to go into both the timer and the AND gate. Each of these timers is going to go into the front link hub, so basically this one goes here, and then this one goes in front as well. And then the AND gate is going to go directly down into this bottom timer. Each link hub goes into each AND gate like this. Now this left AND gate is going to go up into the XOR, back into the link hub. It's going to go into this AND gate, and it's also going to go into these two over here. And this XOR is actually going to connect to our first ink block, which is the singular one right here. The right AND gate is going to go back into the link hub, into the XOR, into the ending link hub here, and then finally it's actually going to go to the 2-block tall. And this NOT gate on the end is going to connect directly into both of these AND gates. And it's actually going to be this link hub over here reset back to 0 that's going to connect directly into this NOT gate. For our starting ink puddle, first we're going to take our link hub, put it into the AND gate. Our AND gate is going to go back into the link hub, and the AND gate's also going to go to this decal here, which is our starting ink puddle. And then finally, this little NOT gate up here is going to go directly into the AND. And make sure you have reset back to 0 also connected to this NOT gate. Machine light is going to connect directly over to our initial red light up here, this decal, and the red light block. For the wrench section, we're going to have the AND gate go into both of these AND gates here. We're going to have our NOT gate on top go into right there. This NOT goes into this AND, and this timer goes into this AND. Now this first AND gate goes into our first link hub right here, and the second AND gate over on this side is going to go directly into our second link hub right here. For our skill check section, first we're going to have this AND gate going into this looper. We're going to have this link hub going into this NOT gate right here, and we're also going to have our NOT gate going directly into the AND gate. For the looper itself, we're going to connect it into our AND gate, this back link hub, and we're also going to connect it to the flipper that's over right here. For the second AND gate, we're going to connect it into our randomizer, and then once again we're going to do the same thing. We're going to have our link hub go into the NOT gate, and then the NOT gate go into the AND. Connect the randomizer going into all 3 of these timers, and then simply have all 3 of these timers going directly inside of this link hub at the bottom here. Connect this link hub to the audio player, and the audio player going up into the distortion gate. You're also going to connect this link hub over to the flipper that's right on this side. You're going to connect it to all of your barrier blocks here, and you're also going to connect it directly into this prompt trigger on the front. And finally, you're going to connect this link hub into the randomizer. Connect the randomizer going into all 3 of these link hubs here. For each of these link hubs, you're going to connect them into the first XOR gate and the first timer of each of these rows. Second row looks like this, and third row looks like this. Now for each of these link hubs, you're also going to connect them into this link hub right over here. This one goes here, and this one goes here. For this circuit, you're gonna have the link hub going up into the AND gate, and you're also going to have this flipper circuit going into the AND gate too. Now take this top AND gate, and you're going to link it to every single AND gate in all 3 of these rows. It should look like this. And connect the front prompt trigger to this flipper gate. For each timer in each row, you're going to connect it into the upper XOR gate, the previous XOR gate, and then the next timer. So for example, timer number 2, we're going to the previous one, the current one, and the next timer. But when you reach the last timer, you're going to connect it to the previous XOR, but then you're going to connect it to this link hub. Second row should look like this, and third row looks like this. Connect all of these AND gates going directly into this link hub too. It should look like this. In the first row, on top of the second AND gate, place a blue note. In the second row, on the fourth AND gate, you're gonna place a blue note. And in the last row, on the second to last AND gate, you're gonna place a blue note. Now for each XOR gate, you are going to link it into the above AND gate, but each XOR is also going to be going into each frame of animation. The back row here is for our left skill check. The first XOR will be linked to our first decal all the way on the left. The second XOR goes up into the AND gate and into our second frame of animation. And as you can see, our final XOR gate goes up into the and finally at our final frame here. Now that we have these all linked, we can basically just take them and move them right in front of the glass like this until the final frame is in place. And now we have our left skill check done. Now repeat the same process with the other two rows, but with the other two skill checks. The very front row will be for your right side skill check, and the center row here will be for your center skill check. That's why the notes are here. All of our animation frames are set and ready to go. Now, here's how you link up the rest of everything. Now let's finally move all the pieces back together to finish this. And as you can see, it works! If you have multiple of these machines in your map, take every machine's link hub and link them all into a single AND gate, and then your game will be able to detect when every machine in a level has been completed. Then you can make the elevator door open. Do you have a way of improving this? Let me know in the comments. I have a whole channel full of these tutorials like this for advanced build mode stuff, so if you want to see more stuff like that in your feed, make sure you subscribe.